you have any questions so far, Darren?
Yes, I do. What do I do if Danny makes a sound before I say what you want?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. So the idea is with Danny is we're trying to promote communication. So
right.
We want him to be able to ask for things that he needs or that he wants.
Okay.
And we actually want him to get to that place where he's asking for things without us prompting.
Yeah.
So we would like him to ask his mom for some juice, or we'd like him to ask his teacher for a pencil, or his friend for a ball, or something like that, without someone always having to say, what do you want?
Yeah.
So that's important.
Okay.
And if he does get there, you should definitely make a note that that happened during your session.
Okay.
Because we're using the assessment of basic language and learning skills, this big old manual thing.
Okay.
And right now, the program that we're running with Danny is labeled as task F2.
Okay.
So he's asking for what he wants when the reinforcer is present and when someone shows him a sign. If he asks for something without us prompting him, he's actually skipped ahead to the next step along the way. Okay, so that's really awesome, and that's important.
That's very good. Yes.
For the purposes of our program, you can't record that as a response.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the really important things that we do here at the center is we make sure that our programs have procedural integrity. So basically, that just means we've said this is the program, and then we want to make sure that the program we've measured. Danny's behavior before the program, what he's able to do. Then we're going to say we're going to give him this program, and then we monitor his progress as he goes along, his performance as he goes along. So it's really important that the program is delivered exactly the same way by all the therapists every single time. That way, if Danny is improving, then we can say, guess what? We're awesome. He's improving because of the program that we're putting in. If the program is different every single time, even by little bits and bobs, then even if Danny is getting better or getting worse in terms of his performance, we have no idea whether it's related to our program or other factors. So procedural integrity just means, does the program get delivered all the time in the exact same way? Period. So, if he does make that answer, he definitely needs to record it, because maybe he's ready with that particular reinforcer to move to the next level. Okay?
Gotcha.
Good question. Speaking of procedural integrity, how do we measure that? So, as a senior therapist, I will measure it from time to time. So with all the therapists, I will pop in on you with the checklist, and I'll make sure this is kind of the program, exactly how it goes. Right? So everybody works off the same menu, so to speak. So I'll pop in from time to time, and I check off, are you doing the program the way we said we were going to do it? Okay? But you can also help out with this by keeping a copy of this and monitoring yourself. So use this in the beginning to guide how you'll deliver the program, and then use it every single time you do the program with Danny to check yourself and go, did I, and keep a tally, right? And if you forget something, that's the time where you take a moment and go, okay. And always take a look at keep your last one handy, and look over your last one before you do the next session. And that way you can have a real good idea. Okay. Oh, remind yourself, I forgot step 4 last time. What is it? Okay. Where does it come in the process? I'm on it. And that's a really good way for you to monitor yourself, and then you can be confident that you are maintaining procedural integrity within the program. Cool. Makes you a better therapist and helps us out. Alrighty. Cool. So if we take a look at the mediator performance checklist, got it in there.
Somewhere in
Somewhere in there. I think it might be just under here.
There it is. Thank you.
Okay. So every time you deliver the program, excuse me, that's what you're going to do. Okay. So do you want to read that out? I'll be the mediator, and you just read it out, and I'll do whatever you tell me.
Mediator reads over the teaching steps and target behavior before interacting with the child.
Okay. So that means I'm going to read this whole thing
Yeah.
before I hang out with Danny.
Okay.
That way Danny's not hanging out while I get organized.
Yes.
Right? As soon as you sit down with your child,
Yeah.
you're on.
Okay.
Okay, next step.
Before Danny arrives or is directed to the workspace, the mediator ensures the following materials are present within the arm's length of the mediator, but out of sight and out of reach of Danny. Danny's water bottle, Danny's summer Spider-Man hat, 2 known reinforcements for Danny.
Okay, so we said, we talked about that. You make sure this is
In view.
in view, right? And the hat will be the second, another item that we'll
Okay.
use, right? So one at a time.
Yeah.
Next thing,
Number 3.
just the end part of number 2 there.
Okay. The work table is free of clutter, distractors. There's a covered opaque box to store the reinforcement items out of reach and out of Danny's line of sight when not in use. We will be presenting items one at a time.
Okay, so that basically just means that everything is out of the way. So the only thing that he can see is the water bottle, right? And that you've done your reading before you get going.
Okay.
So I'm going to say the session will have been organized to start as soon as Danny and the instructor are sitting at the table.
Yeah.
As soon as you go boom and you've got his attention,
Get it ready yet?
then you're on.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think there's another thing there that says we're going to put Danny seated at 90 degrees.
Okay.
So the reason I was thinking we would do that, and you can let us know if this works as you go to deliver the program.
Okay.
If you think that this setup is too difficult, then we should talk about it and find a better setup.
Okay.
I was thinking this way because maybe Danny needs some help with the signs.
Okay.
So if he does this and he needs to be prompted this way,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. Get your hand up there.
Yeah.
If I'm prompting you to be right here beside you,
Yeah.
giving you the prompt.
Okay.
There I am, right there, as opposed to leaning across the table. And so we thought if we're right here, it's a real quick way to show them the signs.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other thing is you can get this way the heck over there, and it's further away,
further away.
right, from everyone.
Gotcha.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3. Mediator places one reinforcer item in view of Danny but out of reach.
Okay, so that's what we do. Next.
Yeah. Okay. Mediator waits until Danny has seen and shown an interest in the item. Okay. Alright. Mediator says, "What do you want?" and makes a sign for the item while saying the name of the item out loud.
Okay,
Okay.
so that would be you. You
Yeah.
would say, what do you want?
What do you
And
want?
make the sign for what.
Sign it. Okay.
Okay.
Mediator waits 2 seconds.
So it gives him time to respond. Not a lot of time,
No.
but some. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
If Danny says the name and makes a sign of an object, mediator uses verbal phrase, says yes, yes you want me, name of item, and gives Danny time with the item and allows Danny to eat the food item one at a time, more than 15 seconds with the item, and goes to step 8.
So you would grab the bottle
Grab the bottle, yeah.
and say,
Yes, you want the item.
or the,
The water.
yeah, and then give it to me.
Give it to you, yeah.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah, woo! And then, yeah, here you go. Okay, 50 seconds, and it goes to step 8.
Okay.
Okay. Mediator gives Danny the item for about 15 seconds, allows him to eat the edible,
Okay.
So then after
15 seconds.
50 seconds, I take this away from you.
Okay. And a good way to do that is if I'm drinking it like this, so
Yeah.
say you're drinking it, instead of trying to grab it this way, because
Yes.
you'll probably go,
Yeah.
the best way is just to go right in close, get your fingers around the thing and go, thank you,
Okay.
or all done,
All done,
and
yeah.
stick it over there.
Okay.
That way you're engaging them, and you're just element of surprise a little.
Okay, cool.
Okay, step 9.
Step 9. Mediator records Danny's responses on the data collection sheet.
Okay, so then we've got a data collection sheet in here, and you just make a check, and the checklist is, did he make the responses
Okay.
correctly?
Yes.
Okay?
All right.
And I think I'll show you how to do that in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? So we record everything that he does,
Yes.
we record everything you do,
Yes.
and And then periodically I record everything that you do. And then we go from there. Okay? Oh, number 10.
10,
Sorry.
on the bottom here.
Excuse me.
Number 10, mediator ensures the desired items are placed out of sight and out of reach of Danny following the training session.
Okay, so when we're done,
Yeah.
you make darn sure that's out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm Danny and we're done the session, and then I'm allowed to just pick that up and go,
You might want to,
the next time you try to make me ask for this, I'm going to think, if I just wait here,
yeah.
he'll give me this later.
Yeah.
I'm not too interested. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Now, what's step number 6 on this?
Okay.
If,
So if Danny says no, says or signs an incorrect response, or does nothing at all, mediator says no, then goes to step 7.
okay, so back it up
Yeah.
and say, do number 3.
3. Yeah. What do you want? Okay.
Okay, and then you wait
Wait. Yeah.
and go to step 6.
Step 6.
If Danny says no,
No. You say
then you
no.
go to step 7.
What do you want? And then okay. And then gently informs Danny's hand and making correct sign of reinforces. And says again, what do you want?
Right.
Or you want the water.
Yeah, so do that.
So gently forms.
Before you give it to him, you
Yeah.
want to form his hands and help him make the sign.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that
yeah,
stays
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and you say, what do you want?
What do you
Water,
want?
and then you take his hands
Take his hand.
and make the W. So
Okay.
try that.
So what do you want?
And show the sign.
Oh, show the sign. Yeah.
Oh, and you say it, water,
Water. Yeah.
and then you do my hand.
Okay.
You grab over.
Go over and you say that way, up the, and then like that.
Yeah, and you can say, while you do that, you can say, you want the water.
Okay.
And then once I've done that,
Yes. You grab
then
it.
you give it to me
Yeah,
and say,
What
here you go, you wanted the water. Yeah, good job. That's it.